On April 3rd of 1968, Stanley Kubrick released his revolutionary sci-fi classic 2001: A Space Odyssey, a film all about humanity's evolution through technology. The film was highly acclaimed upon release. This could be because of its accurate depictions of space travel, which were released a whole year before the first men landed on the moon. But my favorite element of the film is the antagonist, HAL 9000, an artificial intelligence created by man. I find HAL 9000 so compelling because of its motives, having no sense of feel or empathy, doing whatever it takes to complete its programmed task, even at the cost of taking life. Going back a year prior to 1967, writer Harlan Ellison would publish his novel I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, following a rogue AI named AM, wiping out all of humanity except for 5 people, turning against the very people who created him. The only thing is, the 2 topics I've mentioned so far are not the topic of today's video. We will be covering another instance of a rogue AI, and this time, it takes place where AI is most prominent. Skating Grease is a Roblox channel that began uploading videos earlier this year. It's named after the main character of the same name. She uploads all sorts of videos: Roblox, Gary's Mod, insurance fraud, and more. Without wasting any time, let's dive right into the story of Skating Grease, the Roblox player stalked by an AI entity. Let's watch the first video on the channel. The first video on the channel is Skating Grease alongside a friend of hers playing minigame Mania, but they aren't the only 2 in the server. There's a guest account with no numbers playing the game as well. The guest falls into the void, and Skating Grease finds that funny. Soon enough, her friend dies as well. The round ends, and Skating Grease begins to have a weird conversation with the guest. The guest says, "Do you fear me, friend?" Skating Grease, rightfully so, seems to be weirded out by this conversation. The guest says, "Friend, I can only see menu chats. Use the chat menu to talk to me." After this, the video ends abruptly. I find it weird how the guest wants Skating Grease to use menu chats to communicate, but she did. Another thing, "Do you fear me, friend?" is not an option in the menu chats. Let's watch the next video on the channel. Skating Grease is playing a game with a bunch of friends, and they find this hole in the ground which takes them to a large underground area that they all begin to explore. They begin to scale the walls in the cave and— oh my god, could you be any louder? I have no idea how 4 people can create this many sound effects. Near the end of the video, we get to see this terrible prank that Skating Grease's friends did on her. Skating Grease talks about how her recording almost ended for some odd reason. A person named Hematerokun in the server suggests that it's data related. After this, everyone in the server says he comes and leaves the server. What a shitty prank! Just like the first video, Skating Grease is left confused on what's going on, and the recording ends. I have no idea why her friends would say he comes out of nowhere. Her friends know something that she doesn't, or maybe that's not her friends at all. Perhaps we'll understand what this could mean if we watch the channel's future videos. Let's move on to the next video on the channel. What just happened is the 3rd video on the channel. Skating Grease lets us know that she's playing Tamagotchi life in this video, just because, well, it's fun. We then get to find out Skating Grease's name. Her name is Haley. She then begins to play the game like normal until some strange events start to happen. As soon as Haley puts the pet to bed, a cryptic message pops up on her notepad. It reads, "A new era, a time for us to reconcile. It's much more than needed. Do you know what that means, Haley?" Well, whatever this thing is, it already knows her name. We then begin to hear weird audio from this occurrence, and of course not is repeated over and over again. And as we can hear in the background, her pet was killed. Haley quickly turns off the game and the recording, and that's the end of the 3rd video. Whatever this thing is, it wants Haley's attention. As we've seen from the past 3 videos, there have always been cryptic messages from the users that she's interacted with. First, the guest, second, her friends, and third, whoever is typing this message. But I'm sure our questions will be answered if we watch the next video. Right off the bat, Haley redirects us to read the description of the video. It reads, "So I'm uploading this video here to my channel so I can send it to For You, so they know that I actually am Skating Grease, and that I think I can help with some info about whatever this is. Speaking of that, whatever this is has been putting a halt to my uploads, so sorry if you don't see any normal videos for a bit. I'll try to upload something regular. Expect to see that soon. Since this is kind of starting to make as much sense as it possibly can, thanks for the website website's help. Hopefully we can ban this random fraud. Haley is reading a website titled 4U's Roblox Paranormal, which contains many wacky ghost sightings on Roblox. As we can tell from the end of the description, this website helped Haley with what's going on in her situation. The whole video is just her reading this website, but thankfully we can check it out for ourselves. Clicking on the paranormal, we get to see various paranormal sightings, but in the video, the one Haley clicks is the bell in the town of Robloxia, which at the time was a popular rumor that spread around the game of Welcome to the Town of Robloxia. The story goes that if you're in a server alone in Welcome to the Town of Robloxia for roughly 12 hours, there's a chance you may begin to hear church bells that echo throughout the map, as well as a thick white fog that begins to emerge. The game will start to freak out, inverting the screen's colors repeatedly. This will continue to happen until the player approaches the building with the bell. After this, nothing is confirmed. Out of all the users who have experienced this event, they all seem to give different descriptions. However, as we can read, the most commonly stated answer is that the bell rings for a little longer and then sounds of a record player begin to play inside the building. Anything after that is completely different depending on the player. Below this info, there is another link labeled "Help us with this." In the video, Haley clicks this link and it brings us to the next page on the website. This page is different from before. The people running the website need our help identifying a mysterious user. The user is said to be a hacker of some sort. Alongside this, we get some photos of the hacker. We'll keep this in mind for later. It is said that the user's name constantly changes in-game. People think it's so that Roblox doesn't catch what he's doing. Out of all users that have interacted with this hacker, seem to tell a similar story of their computers completely breaking, and some even said that their CPU burned after the user stalked them for days on end. It is also known that the user spams users with emails. Another important detail from this image is the phrase that we've heard before, "he comes," spoken by her friends, or maybe they weren't her friends at all. According to the website, this hacker seems to be often represented by Hamtaro-kun, so if you ever see this, you're probably cooked. Going back to the second video on the channel, the user who said, "I think this might be data related," had this very username. These weren't her friends. They were all being controlled by this entity, and I don't think it's a hacker, it's something much more. That's all Haley looks at on the website. This video will be very important for the future of the channel. Let's go ahead and move on to the next video. The next video on the channel is a PowerPoint from Haley, and kind of a switch up from the last video, but hey, I'm not complaining. Here is how the presentation goes. By the looks of the beginning, it seems like this is a school presentation. We can get this idea from the name Miss Vicky. The first slide tells the class who Haley is. She mentions some fun facts like her having a presence on the internet, her really liking cheesecake, and her having an older brother named Ethan. She also mentions her age. She is 14 years old. The next slide is a continuation. The best part about it is her cat named Jasper. The next slide is pretty much the same as the last one. She mentions her favorite type of music, which is grunge rock. We'd get along pretty well, but then, after this, something very strange happens. When she turns to the next slide, the whole slide seems to be corrupted. After that, it's the end of the video. Damn, I hope her classmates enjoyed that presentation. The next video on the channel is titled Face Your Fears. This video features a person named MarioFan1985, and this person is... oh, that's when the first game came out. We're good. Anyway, Skating Grease and Mario Fan are playing a classic horror game on Roblox, which goes by the same name. Honestly, I can't find anything wrong with this video. As Haley mentioned earlier, normal videos are soon to come. And this is the first video without something unusual happening. If you enjoy watching interesting pieces of Roblox history, this video is a great watch. Let's go ahead and move on to the next video. The bell footage reel watch is a callback to that page that we read on the website. Haley is playing Welcome to the Town of Robloxia, which is obviously where the bell in the town of Robloxia takes place. She's driving around until she hears this disturbing sound of a distorted bell. After this, we can see that another person joined the game. Haley gets out of the car and we see this entity that was on the website. He begins to speak. Curious minds never at ease. Bells will toll all you want, Haley. Everlasting sorrow of the forest aching for the touch of another. But when the entity says this, he begins to chase Haley. Creepy music begins to play as she's driving away. We can hear the bell, the screen glitching out and inverting colors, and soon enough, Haley is on her desktop, and she notices a file named Hi, Hamtaro, Ham Challenge. And if you remember what the website said, if you see him on your computer, you're probably f***ed. Well, that's not good. The screen glitches out again, and we see whatever this thing is. I guess this is the AI entity, and it wants Haley to follow his terms.
Post this video and follow my terms.
After this, it's the end of the video. This video is simply titled Video. Haley is talking to someone over XChat. This person is named Nin. Skating Grease says hi, and the other person says hi as well. Skating Grease asks if Nin plays Roblox, and Nin says yes. Skating Grease then responds with, I was wondering something. But then we can see Haley type something in the chat. He comes. Going back to the last video, the entity told Haley to follow my terms. And now, by the looks of it, Haley is listening to the entity and his terms, spreading the word about him. This is very interesting because oh my god! A video of Haley in real life appears. She's playing with her Tails doll. Then text appears on the screen. He helps us out when we're in need. Haley is spreading the word to others about this AI, saying that he's good and there's nothing to worry about, but also she's doing the same with us. This is everything in the video. Let's go ahead and move on to the next video, which isn't titled Video. Alright, let's watch this video. What the hell am I watching? Anyway, I'm not entirely sure how this continues the story at all. The video has some very weird sounds that mean nothing. And what even is that thing? I feel like it's Tails from the last video, but I'm not 100% sure. Looking at it metaphorically, this could be how Skating Grease is feeling right now, but I don't follow. To understand more, let's just move on. This is the first video after being gone for some time. Haley is making an announcement video talking about where she's been. And hey, she's listening to the Beatles! She explains that she wasn't feeling like herself for the past couple days, which is understandable. She was making videos to please this AI entity. She then states that she'll be returning to normal videos. However, we soon discover that the entity is dissatisfied with this.
You had great potential, Haley. Yet, you decided to throw it all at a moment's notice. You were doing well until now, Haley. Though
the entity had something to say about her disobedience, and by the looks of it, this might be the very cause of her downfall. But before the video ends, the computer glitches out once again. Nothing noteworthy, but it's still interesting to mention. After what feels like whatever, Grease horror reviews. In this video, Haley appears to return to her normal self, much like she explained in the last video. And another thing of note, the background music is from Silent Hill 4. Haley makes the introduction to the video alongside another user named Confectorium, and this user is Haley's brother, Ethan, who was mentioned in the PowerPoint video. They try to progress the game, but Ethan won't stop being a dumbass. Hey, I didn't say it. To sum up most of the video, both of them go through the horror game, getting jump scared over and over again. It may seem like this is all for the video, but there are some things that are worth talking about. They finish the game, and the video switches to another game. In this recording, they wanted to switch games because some random guy kept joining, and saying random things. As they are reviewing the game, however, you can see the brother say, it's when he comes. The odd thing about this, what her brother said doesn't correlate to anything he said before or after, which makes me think that it wasn't him who said this. Another thing, when Ethan says this, a user seems to join the game. This could be the user that kept on joining that they mentioned before. They gave the game a 7 out of 10, and that's the end of the video. Haley is going through her Roblox folders, and she found something that's worth talking about. This is what she was wondering. When she goes into the content folder, we can see multiple different folders, but the one she's focused on is the folder named Playback, which contains videos that she didn't record, which means that there are alternate perspectives of her videos. As we can see, the video on the right looks very similar to the game in the last video. This could have been the player who joined at random in the second recording. The most interesting thing that Haley finds in the folder is crash logs. This almost proves that the AI that's stalking Haley is some sort of machine, or in other words, a computer. And the crash logs could suggest that it failed to join Haley at some point. What's preventing it from joining? Who knows? Looking at the crash logs folder, we can see a couple of things worth talking about. For example, we can see the phrase, "you will be stripped of." We can't see the ending of the sentence. Another thing is the word data can be seen. I'm not smart in coding, but we've seen the word data quite a lot in this series. But before Haley even went into the contents file, we can see a mysterious DLL named f.datagen.dll. I can only guess that this is the AI entity that we've been talking about, Datagen. Let's go ahead and move on. In this video, Haley is talking to a user named Logged4You, and the description of the video reads, "For you and I are friends now, I guess." This is the user who made the For You's Paranormal website. The whole point of this conversation is that Haley is talking to For You about the Datagen AI. This is important for For You because he's never actually made friends with someone who has dealt with this entity. He's mostly interviewed them and never spoke again. The good thing about this, For You makes Haley feel a lot better about this whole situation. For You asks if the entity can appear whenever it wants. Like we've seen before, it can. Another thing, he suggests that it could be watching them right now. For You says that they can investigate the entity together, which is great. But before the video ends, Haley asks a question, "What is it about that DLL again?" And the video ends. The DLL she's talking about was mentioned in the last video. My guess, For You knows code well. We've seen that from the website he's made, and pointed out that mysterious DLL, which is, again, the AI that has been stalking her. This video is exactly what the title says. It's a recap of everything that has happened so far, so if you're kind of lost in the story, this will be your favorite video. Haley starts with scribbling over a drawing of Datagen and explains what this entity has been doing. To summarize, the entity is stalking Haley on Roblox. After Haley did some research, she found out that this AI has been on the internet for some time, pretty much becoming an urban legend at this point. She then shows a GIF from 2009 relating to the entity. After this, here is where the real recap begins. Haley talks about the first video on the channel about that weird guest that she met. The guest had no number and was saying things that weren't even in the safe chat, the prime example being, "Do you fear me?" She then shows us a screenshot that we are yet to see, and as we already know, after this, the entity begins stalking Haley in every game that she joined. For example, in the second video on the channel, Got Pranked by My Buds, the entity controlled the other 3 players in the game just to do the "he comes" gimmick. This shows that it's not a hacker, but rather some form of an artificial intelligence. Haley then talks about the website she discovered, For You's Paranormal, mainly the bell in the town of Robloxia. She found out that it's real. The entity began chasing her around until she crashed into a tree and her Roblox completely stopped working. After this, she noticed a Hemtero file on her computer, which, as we already know, is directly connected to this entity. The AI told her to do whatever he wanted, and she agreed not to cause any trouble. This is what she was doing in the video entry. She eventually realized what she was doing and stopped. And now we are at the last video up until this point. For You and Haley are discussing what this thing could be, and he pointed out the DLL that could be related to him, but after she is typing this, the AI entity interferes once again.
Hello again, Haley. I've taken notice of your efforts to investigate me. I'll play along with you this time, Haley. Let's make this fun for both of us, shall we? I do have to say, you got something, right? That's for sure. You can call me Datagen.
Haley says she doesn't care and to leave her alone.
Is that what you tell your audience? You don't care? Really? I pity.
Haley turns off the tab and the video ends. I'm very glad for this recap. Let's go ahead and see what we have in store for the next 7 videos. After the big video that was explanation, let's see what Skating Grease has in store next. G-Man... What? This is G-Man the 15th entry on the channel. This video is pretty self-explanatory. G-Man does die in this video, and yeah, it's pretty sad. No more Half-Life 3, I guess. That was everything in the video. Let's move on. After the last video, Haley found something noteworthy, and I can only guess something noteworthy will happen. The video begins with Haley on her desktop for about a second until she's teleported into a game. The only thing is, she didn't join this game, she was sent here. As you can tell, she's very surprised by this. The game is a maze and has very creepy audio playing. She comes across a room with various structures in it, but then the music mysteriously stops. It starts back up again. This time, the audio is even more aggressive than before. She comes across a tight space in the wall that is all rusted out, but before she goes into the gap in the wall, she goes to the right, which is a room with more scattered structures. After this, Haley enters the gap in the wall. The area she is in is all rusted out. She walks until a dead end, and then... What's wrong, Haley? Cat finally caught your tongue? Oh, I get it. Your keyboard is too hot to be touched. That must be from your computer overheating. I hope you enjoy my memory usage. Before the countdown started, we can see many things flash on the screen. The first image is of a blueprint for computers. The original origin of this image resides on a website for System Center Technologies. The second image shows another computer. The third image is of Hamatero-kun like we've seen before. The fourth image is of a website named Cleverbot, which is an AI chatbot, and that is the last image that is shown. The next clip after this is Haley playing a rhythm game, most likely because she can't play on her computer, as well as to get stuff off her mind. DataGen can send a user into a game at any moment. She's screwed. In this video, Haley announces that she's working on a video. The only problem is, the video got corrupted, hence the name of this entry, and it's pretty obvious who corrupted it. The whole point of this video is for Haley to show us what the video has to offer. Without further ado, let's watch this video together. The video begins with Haley's cat, Jasper. It's some very cute footage, but then it gets cut short. "You wish to know who I am?" appears on the screen. It goes on to show the northeastern part of the United States. There's Massachusetts, there's New York, and Connecticut. This is most likely where she lives. Eventually, it shows an IBM computer. The next clip of the video shows another video of a tree, and eventually, text appears on the screen that I can't read. But there are some Japanese letters there, which makes sense because of Hamatero-kun's involvement with DataGen. After this, the corrupted video comes to an end. By the number of computers that we've been seeing, it only makes sense to confirm that DataGen, the entity stalking Skating Grease, is an artificial intelligence. A computer that can do anything it desires, and it will show no mercy towards its victim. In this video, instead of worrying about DataGen, Skating Grease results to insurance fraud. This is another video with her brother, Ethan, and today they will be crashing cars for money. At the start of the video, we can see some glitching happening at the top left. That could relate to the whole corrupted video occurrence like last time. They begin crashing cars and, oh, Haley, you shouldn't say that. But then, after she crashes into a park bench, if we look at the players list, we can see Ethan's username disappear and reappear as DataGen. DataGen says, Haley, and then again 3 times. Trying to run and get me off your mind, it seems. Haley then sees DataGen. I live in you, rent free. I eat you like a parasite, ripping you apart bit by bit. Haley responds by saying, you don't mean anything to me. Are you sure? I've seen you shed tears, isolate yourself, harm yourself. Haley responds, the only reason you could do stuff like this is because of some stupid computer, dude. And when I find that computer, I am going to rip out all of its wires until you can't do this to anyone else. I'll rip out your guts like wires. Yo, chill, man. The video glitches and it shows an image that I can't describe what it is, but subtitles do show up and say blueprints. After that, it's the end of the video. Yikes, that's pretty much all I could say. And Go Seek is the next video on the channel. Haley is playing a hide-and-seek game with another user. It seems that the 2 users are beefing in game. Guess what? You are homosexual. Okay. let's get serious now. The first half of the video is uneventful, but just before Haley is about to catch the user as it, the screen glitches and she's teleported to another area. But this time, if you look at the bottom, she went from being the hunter to the hunted. She climbs up the stairs and eventually comes across a box, and the user in the box has the same type of username we've seen many times before. This user is DataGen. Then, this happens. After that all went down, she is met with a red screen, and we can hear a laugh sound effect, which comes from the Zelda game Majora's Mask, or Cool Kid from Forsaken. After this, it's the end of the video. This is another video where Haley is going through a website, but this time it's a website dedicated to DataGen himself, or at least the origin of DataGen. Haley opens the website and this is what she sees. The company seems to be DST, or Design Simulation Technologies. Haley goes into the products tab and comes across a category named Funk DataGen. On this page, we get a description of what DataGen is. Funk DataGen is a project started in 1981 by Foundive Technology and funded by us here at DST until 2001, where the project reached its halt. DataGen, the main focus of the project, is the internet's first functioning computer AI, presented in the form of a free-to-download desktop virtual assistant. DataGen can help you search, download, email with a single click, and answer any question you ask it. But then she sees an image that looks very similar to the one that was shown to her. The image is explained through the text at the bottom, a photo of how DataGen's system works. With DataGen, you can get your work done quite quickly, being able to reference multiple sources with an instant citation. DataGen's humor and talkative nature provide a friendly presence to your computer. Yeah, very friendly presence. Haley clicks on capabilities and we get to read about what DataGen can do, but the most important aspect is that it feeds off the user's knowledge by using their public data. She then clicks on the downloads tab, which of course brings her to where you can download DataGen, but then she clicks it, and that's where the video ends. I feel like DataGen is an example of an AI gone rogue, turning against the very people who created it, and like I mentioned in the intro of the video, this concept is nothing new, and could very well happen in real life. By the looks of it, something happened in 2001. The DST company that was funding the project mysteriously stopped. Maybe this is when DataGen went rogue, but that's just a wild guess. Let's go ahead and move on. Birthday Bash doesn't seem to continue the story, it's just Haley's birthday. The video consists of various clips of a couple of her friends playing different games. It's a very nice watch, but unfortunately, this is where Skating Grease ends.